Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card, or not tarot card reading, sorry. I'm using oracle cards today, so it's your weekly oracle card reading. And for this reading, I'm using my newest oracle card deck, and I'll show you the box. It's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. And I just love this deck. It's really a beautiful, gorgeous deck. And for this reading, I'm just going to draw 2 cards because that's what I feel drawn to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with the first card. I just want to get kind of a snapshot. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change, or I'm going to turn them both over at the exact same time. Okay, so the theme for the upcoming week is change and dreams. And I love the owl in this card. Oh, I just love owls. Okay, so we've got change and dreams, which the interesting thing about these 2 cards together is I feel like they have a similar kind of vibe to them, or a similar sort of meaning, in that both are somewhat unstable, or, you know, they're not solid. So I feel like this week is not going to be one of those solid weeks where we know exactly what we need to do and we know how to get it done and we know what's coming up. This week I think is going to be a little bit more unpredictable than we're used to. This is a week of some transitions. It's a week of movement. It's a week of getting in touch with kind of our inner, well, I'm referring to the dreams card here, kind of our inner landscape and our, you know, our inner motivations, and figuring out what motivates us, what drives us, and that kind of a thing. So I feel like this week is going to be interesting in that way. So I'm going to talk about the change card, and I feel like ultimately this card, in a lot of ways, I'm getting a sense of wisdom, because and I say that because I'm looking at the owl in the tree, and I know owls represent wisdom. And I think this is important to remember that, you know, you are an eternally wise being, even if you don't feel like it. And if you can just draw on some of that inner wisdom while you're going through, you know, a time of transition or a time of change, it will make that transition so much more easier. So if you're feeling like the woman in this card, it looks like she's being kind of blown about. There's a lot of wind happening. So if you feel like you're being pushed or pulled in certain directions, or if you feel like, you know, there's a lot of change happening that's kind of beyond your control and you're just sort of going with it, if that feels in any way like stressful for you or uncomfortable, remember that you can draw on your inner wisdom in order to gain a sense of groundedness. And I say groundedness because I'm looking at the tree in the background, and I see that it's kind of a gnarly tree, and here it's got roots. It looks like it's partially uprooted, which is basically what change is all about. But even if you're feeling uprooted, and even if you're, you know, going through a lot of transition and change, it's still possible for you to feel grounded on the inside. Even if your outer life doesn't reflect groundedness, it's still possible for you to focus on feeling grounded and still feel stable and centered and grounded, even if there's a whole bunch of crap going on around you. So I don't have time to kind of go into how you can do that, but if you just look up, you know, even if you just Google like grounding and you know, grounding meditation or something like that, you'll probably find something that can help you with that. And then moving over to the dreams card. As you move over to the dreams card, I'm getting this sense of, this is actually a calmer card than the change card. And this is the calmness and the stillness that we get when we go within. And so I think that dreams can also refer to meditative journeys. So this isn't necessarily the dreams that you have when you're asleep, although I think this card does represent those kinds of dreams. It represents the kinds of visions we have when we meditate and go within. And I think it also represents some of our, when people talk about you know, living their dream or making their dreams a reality, like those kinds of dreams as well. So I just lost my train of thought there. Oh, my mind's gone totally blank. So my attention, when I look at the dreams card, my attention is drawn to, it looks like she is standing in water, which is interesting because I have a lot of dreams about water. But it looks like she's standing in water, and water is often the symbol of our inner world, or our kind of subconscious. It's like, you know, what's beneath the water is kind of seen as, you know, what's beneath the surface, what's deep in our psyches that we might not be aware of. And at the same time, water, you know, can represent the goddess and life-giving, the life-giving powers of water, and also the stillness of water. And the water in this picture is very still. So this card of dreams, I feel like this really speaks to what's going on within us. And I think that even if, you know, there's a lot of change and maybe we feel a little unsteady in our outer world, our outer reality, on the inside we have this place of stillness where our dreams can speak to us, and our dreams can give us messages about, you know, what's really going on a soul kind of spiritual level. And what do we need to do? What do we need to focus on? And the card here, the message I get is that we really don't need to worry so much about what's going on here. I think there's a tendency for us to want to figure things out in a mental way, and we might get stuck in that place of fretting and worrying and wanting things to be all like figured out and planned out. Whereas the card of dreams, dreams are, there's such a different energy than our everyday waking reality. And so the message I get with this card of dreams is not to get too overly worried, and not to look too deeply into things that are happening in our, you know, physical everyday life, but to go within and look inside ourselves. And I'm drawn to all this red by her heart, and it looks like it's a bunch of roses or rose petals that she's holding to her heart. I feel like this has to do with really deeply getting in touch with your true heart's desires through your dreams, or through meditation, or you know, meditative journeying, whatever it is that you like to do, and getting in touch with what your true heart's desires are. Because when you can really know what your true heart's desires are and what's really important to you and why you're here, that can really help you get centered and grounded, especially in times of change and transition. So that has been your weekly oracle card reading. My name is Kate, and you can find you can check out my website, dailytarotworld.com, and you can find all kinds of fun videos and exercises on my website to help you learn tarot or oracle cards. And I'm excited. I'm going to do a review of these oracle cards probably this weekend or next week, so keep an eye out for that. And once again, I invite you to share your own interpretations of these cards and what they mean to you for your week. I love reading people's observations and comments, so feel free to do that. So once again, my name's Kate from dailytarotworld.com, and thank you so much for watching my reading, and have a wonderful week.